What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Commercial Roofing Radio. We got two guests in the house today. For the first time ever, we got two guests. We got the boys of Roper Roofing and Solar. We got Mr. Brent Roper.
Hello.
And Brad DiNardo. Gents, how we doing?
Doing well. Thanks.
Yeah?
Thanks for having us out. Yeah.
We got this awkward setup. We really got one mic, so they're gonna do their best to kind of pass it off here and there. But I'll do a quick intro because these guys, they're very humble gentlemen. So I'll kind of set the tone here. So Brent, he's a Georgia Bulldog over here, so he's still enjoying that national championship that they just got. We got two Georgia Bulldogs, so they're both enjoying a national championship right now. So.
Yes, sir.
Graduated from University of Georgia, second generation contractor, worked with his dad and his roofing company. He tried to get out of it and kept coming back to roofing. He was even on the dark side for a little bit, right? Weren't you an insurance adjuster for a little bit, or what?
I did a little training.
Did a little
bit on that side for a week or two, just to see what's going on.
Yeah. So you did that. He's a golf pro. So my business partner, Chris Pendergast, met him at the C3 group charity event here in Denver. Unbelievable golfer. So if you guys ever par golfer, totally. His drive is unbelievable. I think he hit like 350, 375 in the drive. Unbelievable. Enjoys ripping the slopes from his place in Winter Park, so he's getting after it. This is his wingman right here. This sounds like this is his better half and the guy that truly knows what's going on, right?
Yeah. You can't argue with that. I would say I'm the brains of the operation.
The brains behind the operation. That's what I was thinking too. So how did you guys connect? What's your guys' background?
I've known Brent for about 20 years. So we met in undergrad at the University of Georgia. And when I moved out to Colorado, I was looking for work, and Brent offered me a position. And
did you follow Brent out here then? You saw Brent out here? You're like, I got to follow my buddy. I miss Brent, or what was the deal here?
I followed my wife out here.
The woman then.
Yeah.
So she wanted to move out here, or what was the deal there?
Yeah, she's a Colorado native.
Okay, right on.
And we were living in Georgia at the time, and wanted to be closer to relatives, so we moved to Denver area, and I was in the search of a new career path, and Brent said that we get a lot of hail here and that I should take up roofing, and
since then, no hail since.
Haven't seen a hailstorm since,
dude.
But we've been making it work.
Yeah, you guys make well, and that's why I want to really talk about today is, hey, the future's bright in solar, and I feel like you guys are doing a great job with that. So, we'll talk about some stuff. First off, it's weird times in Denver, right? Obviously, there's stuff going on all over the country, but with the lack of hail, it's an interesting situation. So I want you to take this one here too, Brent. Is when you saw lack of hail, I saw some people go try retail. Did you guys try the retail? Was it like, hey, let's lean heavier into solar? What was kind of the mindset originally?
Yeah, I think we've always just tried to. A lot of roofers here have been dependent on the weather, and that's hard. I mean, for we started in 2015, and I want to say the first 5 years there was just 3 nice hailstorms pretty much every year, and then it just seemed to have stopped. And so we were able to grow and establish ourselves. And I keep saying, we're building a foundation, and we're reinvesting into the company, and we've got a great sales team, and those guys are all just solid. But we're waiting on a storm, but we don't want to be totally dependent on that. So we saw solar is, it's happening, and there's a lot more opportunity in the solar market. A lot more roofs, if you drive around, that need solar more than they need shingles, Mm-hmm. So we kind of stuck our toe in that game, and that's where Brad really came into play. He's a bright guy.
Are you guys selling retail though? Are you guys trying to sell retail roofs, or is that kind of, if it happens, it happens?
We sell a decent amount of retail roofs. Yeah. I'd say probably 50% the last
No kidding,
few years.
Really?
Yeah, but just trying to offer other services too. Like we were just talking about building fences, building decks, doing siding, doing windows. I mean, none of that is, what we really focus on, but it's a way to keep the doors open. And but solar, it's intriguing. I mean, it's fun. I think Brad, we've got another girl in the office, Hillary, who's real bright, and they've sort of taken the solar game and run with it. And I'd say in the last week we've probably got more interest from solar leads than we have roofing, which is exciting.
That is exciting, yeah.
Um,
So then what about the commercial side of things? I mean, that's another weird spot with materials and stuff like that. So how have you been handling that?
Yeah, we had some nice commercial contracts signed start of last year, and yeah, we've had to really just tap into every vendor.
Yeah.
Duralast has been,
Yeah.
you know,
Our boy John Deal, right?
we met Mr. Deal through you
Yeah.
guys, and that was a huge meeting for us just to get accepted into their program. And
Yeah.
because for a while they were the only ones that had screws, or we could only find insulation here and Dens deck there or whatever. So just trying to piece these commercial jobs together, but we've
Yeah.
made it work. I mean, it hasn't been easy, but yeah, we're making it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
And then leaned into the solar. That's it. But you were leaning into the solar before this, weren't you? Kind of.
yes,
Because
yeah,
I mean, it
yeah,
seemed
yeah.
like you were always
Yep.
about it, even before the situation happened.
Yeah, I mean, even when Tesla came out
Yeah.
with their roof, however many years ago that was, as soon as I saw it, I was thinking, crap, how is this going to affect all of us old school shingle roofers? Are we
Right.
going to get pushed out of the market? It's like looking at all these gas vehicles. In a few years, everyone's going to be driving electrical
Right.
vehicles, and so just trying to plan ahead, trying to get in before it's
Yeah.
too late, and I think we were able to hop in at a pretty decent time, and you're starting to see a lot of other roofing companies do the same thing, and I just think,
Yeah.
I think hopefully it's going to work out for everyone. Yeah.
What about the Tesla situation? So how does their program exactly work with Tesla on the solar side? I mean, I've seen roofs installed. Do you want to take that one too, Brad? Maybe.
Yeah. So
And get comfortable too. I know it's kind of an awkward situation
Yeah.
here, man. So
you know,
maybe try to
Tesla,
get just a little bit
Tesla's
closer
obvious-
too if you can.
Tesla's
Sorry,
got
but I know it's a pain.
Tesla's got a strong market share in the solar industry.
Oh yeah.
I think where we're finding our ability to compete is
Because are they installing it themselves? Does that work? Is it certified?
So they have their own installers. They also have partnership program where you can onboard to become a Tesla preferred vendor, where
Okay,
essentially
gotcha.
you can install their product for them.
It's like a Tesla lead. They give it to you type thing. and you
Exactly.
install- yeah.
And we've just been accepted into their program.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, right on. That's sick.
So we're kind of trying to navigate that and see what that's going to look like and what kind of business that's going to lead to. I think here in the Colorado market, it's kind of saturated already.
Mhm.
I think in Austin we might have some more opportunity to kind of grow and build and leverage that relationship to further build and to drive business when there's not hail and things like that, to
Mhm.
diversify. But I think from a business standpoint, kind of where we're finding, whereas Tesla's able to sell at a price per watt a lot cheaper than we are, they're buying in bulk, right? They have really, really cheap labor. They're able to sell really, really cheap. We're not really able to compete on price with big companies like that. And when
Mhm.
we go into a solar deal, kind of where we're selling ourselves or differentiate ourselves is the fact that we are a small company.
Yeah.
If there's an issue, you can reach me on my cell phone. It's more of a personalized experience, which I think a lot of people who are getting into solar really appreciate, because there's a lot of unknowns, right?
It's so new.
Exactly. The consumer knows that they want to produce energy from their roof, but besides that, they don't really understand battery backup. They don't understand what size system they need. They don't understand what part of the roof they want it to go on. So when a customer approaches us, we're handling everything, from design, in-house design. We're doing all the permitting. We're handling the engineering drawings and all of that stuff, putting together the plan set. And then actually installing the solar on the roof, guaranteeing with the warranties and stuff like that on the back end. Brent and I were just speaking about having a maintenance program for people, because I mean
That could be cool.
solar panels need to be washed every so often.
Great way to stay in contact with your customers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
As many opportunities as we can to have contact with that customer and get referrals and grow the solar side of the business.
Mm-hmm. Well, so what I'm curious is, I don't even understand the competitive landscape of solar.
Sure.
Right? What options are there? Is it to go directly to Tesla or go with you guys? Is that basically the options, go directly to the contractor or go to like a big company like Tesla?
Sure. So when somebody contacts us with an interest in solar, we're doing one of two things. We're trying to qualify them for traditional rack-mounted solar, which is what most people know, what you see on roofs these days.
Mhm.
Large rectangular modules mounted on racks up on roofs. And the game's kind of changing now too. GAF has just introduced a new solar shingle, which is actually a deck-mounted solar shingle. So it's not raised above your roof. There's no penetrating screws going into the truss system.
Mhm.
Everything's nailed in, just like an asphalt shingle would be. I actually brought one with me.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, pull it up. So that's a solar shingle right
So this
there.
is a solar shingle. It's the first nailable solar shingle in the market, created by GAF, who's obviously known for their roofing materials. They've been in the roofing game for 138 years, I believe.
So basically, just the section where those panels would go, that would be replaced with just a solar shingle.
Correct.
And then the rest would be the standard shingles.
Correct. So if you
Yeah.
think of a Tesla roof, right, that incorporates the entirety of the roof.
Mhm.
All the electrical is actually underneath the solar components are all underneath the roof.
Yep.
So in this, it'd be similar to like what you see on a traditional rack-mounted solar system. You have arrays, but those arrays are tied into asphalt shingles rather than screwed through the asphalt shingles and on a rack-mounted system.
Okay.
So it's really nice aesthetically. You're not looking at bulky rectangular modules up on a roof. It's really slick, and the warranty's killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you guys kind of identifying what properties, I guess, or who would be a good fit for solar?
Sure. So I think everybody's a good fit for solar, to be
Yeah.
completely honest with you. Right now, the government's offering a 26% federal tax credit.
Dang.
Next year, that drops down to 22%. And then in 2024, we don't know what it's going to be. It hasn't been decided yet. So, I mean, I think one way to look at it is you're able to lock in your energy rates. And as we've seen over the last year, there's so many factors that can affect the cost of energy, right? You got wars that you can't control. You've got inflation, things like that.
Right.
And all those things affect what you pay for your utilities. And in a sense, you're able to just lock in those rates by producing energy from your roof. You're prepaying essentially for your utilities.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I say to my customers all the time was like, if you could have locked in your gas prices last year rather than paying $6+ per gallon, if you were able to lock in those rates at $4, would you have done it? Essentially prepaid for your gas at $4 a gallon versus paying $6.50, whatever it got to. Would you? And of course, people are like, yeah, of course I would. It's the same for solar.
Yeah, it's a good pitch. What about on the hail side of things? Is it all right? I mean, what's the protection there? Is it like, am I done if it gets hailed out? Like, what's the situation there?
Sure. So, I mean, just like your roof, solar panels are covered under your homeowner's insurance.
Mm-hmm.
If they are damaged, that coverage goes to whoever's insuring your house.
Yeah.
So you have the ability to replace them. One thing Brent and I have gotten into and are finding a lot of success in, as far as like diversifying our offering, is doing solar detach and reset.
Mm-hmm.
So if your roof gets blown out from hail and you have solar modules on your roof, to be able to replace your roof, those solar modules have to be removed. The racks have to be removed, and then you replace the roof, and then you got to come back and put all that solar back up on the roof.
So how are you using that then? So at what point are you offering that to people who you're trying to close? Are you offering that? Like, what scenarios are you guys utilizing that? Because I do like that idea, and I remember you guys talking about that.
Sure. It's a B2B approach where we're
Mm.
actually working with other roofing companies who aren't on the solar
Well,
side
hey,
of things.
here's the chance, guys. So, hey, if you guys need help with this, explain what it is and how
Call
you guys
me.
can help them. For real. Might as well, right? You never know. Might as well be a
Yeah.
resource.
So
Yeah.
I think where we kind of excel is we understand the back and forth with the insurance companies and
Yeah.
supplementing. We've got a few former adjusters on staff who know how to run Xactimate, know how to get the most out of a claim, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if a house has been damaged by hail and it has solar modules on there, the insurance company is going to pay for that to be removed and replaced. And that's where we come in. We're able to provide these roofing companies with Xactimate estimates for detach and reset. We're able to make sure that money gets released. And then, we're willing to work with these roofing companies and offer kickbacks so that if they're using us on a consistent basis, we're able to kind of scratch their backs as well.
Can you do that in Austin then too, or is that just Denver? Or
Yeah, we're building in Austin.
Perfect.
I think that's the end goal is to have, to offer that service both here in Denver and in
Cool.
Austin.
So make sure you guys are checking them out, right? Getting a hold of these guys, right? Roper Roofing and Solar. If you guys need any help with that, I think that could be a great resource for you guys listening out there. Now, Brent, I want to hear your kind of side on how you're operating the business too. Then, because you got residential roofing, right? You got insurance and retail, you got commercial, you got solar. Does the operation of the solar, does that fit pretty seamlessly in how you kind of operate everything else? Or is there a lot of adjustments in how you're running that? What does that look like?
There's a lot more steps,
Yeah.
We've got the roofing dialed in. The solar, there's more steps. I mean, like Brad was saying, we're doing everything in-house.
Yeah.
A lot of these other roofing companies are jumping into the solar game, but they're really turning around and just getting a red line price from another sub and just marking up.
Exactly. That seems to be majority.
And that's not a terrible way to go either.
Right.
It really lessens the learning curve, which we've been through. I mean, it took us a year of training and learning the hard way to really get to where we are.
So right off the bat, you started doing it yourself internally and just kind of paid the dumb tax, just kind of toughed it out. And
yeah, I mean, I kind of tasked Brad with taking the role on that.
Yeah.
And, he's done a great job. He's really done a good job. And, I think just like roofing, I've done roofing now for 22 years. There's always something new to learn. I learn something new every day. The solar game is changing faster than roofing. I mean, there's always going to be someone who knows a little more or something that we can learn from this person. So we've made relationships with other solar companies too, other people who have more experience than us that we're able to, partner up with or bounce ideas off of, or, hey, we've never done this. Can you, hold our hand through this? And so far everything is cruising along and we've had really good results from the jobs we've done. So
how has that benefit you being able to do everything in house? Because I would say like 99% of the people I've talked to seem to be doing exactly the model you talked about, where they're basically just subbing it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. That may be a Brad question there, but
yeah.
It's just we have our from start to finish. I think it's just we're in control. If we promise someone an estimate the next day, we're going to make sure they get it. I mean, Brad can do the design. Hillary can do the design. We're not waiting on some third party to show up, or, if we're supposed to be at the job and someone we're subbing it out to doesn't do what they say they're going to do. I mean, it just
quality
control, 100%,
Yeah.
and our, my name is on the company. I really care a lot about what people think about us. And, I think our roofing reputation has really helped us gain more, trust from our potential solar clients, because, you go on Facebook, you go on Google, you look at our reviews, 99% of them are roofing related. We've been doing that a lot longer, but there's still a sense of trust. I think when people see that these are good people, they're going to take care of us. They're going to do what they say they're going to do, whether it be building a deck or doing a roof or whatever, and that's what we expect, from our team to produce on a high level.
Yeah. And I'll have a question for Brad in a second, but I want to ask you one more. With everything, I mean, it's kind of interesting because now there's no storms here, but I don't know if you've been hearing about people doing this new model where it's basically, they have the client finance the roof, right? And then they give that bill basically to the homeowner, and then they just take that to the insurance company. Have you heard about that at all, or
Yeah, a little bit. Yep.
what do you think of that? I mean,
I don't know. I haven't learned enough about it, but I think it's like anything, probably depends on the insurance company that you're dealing with.
yeah, true.
Some are easier to work with than others.
Yeah.
I think there's probably, I'm not going to mention names, there's probably a handful of them that'll tell you to pound sand.
Yeah,
and there's probably some
exactly.
that'll, agree with it. But I don't know. I mean, I'd have to learn more to make a real educated decision on that, on how to go with that. But,
Yeah, especially too with it being such a weird time with the lack of storms. But
yeah.
hopefully here soon, though. Hopefully here soon.
Yeah.
Now, I guess, I mean, what do you think? Do you think that, solar could, I mean, what's your guys' vision for solar, I guess? Do you think it could be, hey, this is just hand in hand to a roofing? Because I feel like you guys have an advantage in it's interesting. The market in Colorado is a great market for solar.
Great market,
first off, right?
Yeah, we have more sunshine than anywhere in the country.
Yeah, so that's great, right?
Sure.
And now you guys already have that experience that I think a lot of people are kind of going through.
Right.
I mean, what's your vision for the solar? Is it like, hey, this could be the thing? You know what I mean? Is it kind of...
I mean, we've probably landed a few roof jobs where they were talking to other roofers and they wanted solar eventually.
Yeah.
And they wanted to make sure that they had one company that handled everything just for warranty purposes.
Right.
So I mean, I think that's where we really just tried to start, is let's just ride on these leads that we've already got from the roofing side of it and see if they want solar,
So that's basically the pitch, where it's like you get a roofing lead, try to say, hey, did you know?
Sure.
This is also a potential solution.
Basically. Yeah, and I don't know that we've even gone through our old clients and really tried to say, hey, we're in the solar game now.
I mean, that could be a great opportunity.
It's something that we should do. But I think, I think we're there. We've been very careful as to how fast we grow.
Yep.
Even with the roofing side of it, I've always wanted to grow organically, slowly, not get too big for my britches.
Why organic growth? You because what, you just like the
I like to be in control. I don't want to be, keep the wheels on the track type thing. I mean, I'll tell you, like the third year I was in business, we had a monster storm, and I didn't say no to anyone, but it got a little overwhelming. We just didn't have the systems in place, right? And so same with solar. I just want to be sure that whenever we say we can do something, we can knock it out of the park. And I think we've gotten there with roofing, and we're on the verge of being there with solar as well.
Yeah.
So
what about you? Let's ask the solar king himself, right? What do you think? What do you think? I mean, how do you kind of picture out, maybe the next 5 years or so kind of playing out?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this new product from GAF is kind of where I see the future of solar going.
You guys had to get what was it, certification, or they only had like a limited number?
Yeah, so GAF was only looking for master elite contractors.
Yep.
And obviously, there's a lot of prerequisites to fall into becoming a master elite contractor. We were a master elite contractor. We're a roofing and solar company, so we knew both industries. So we were a good fit for GAF, and GAF came and actually selected us from a handful of roofing and solar companies here in the Denver market. And, we actually did the first retrofit GAF roof in the state of Colorado.
That's pretty sweet to say, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And I think as, more awareness about this product, as that grows, you're going to see more and more people go to this. It's a perfect match of roofing materials and solar materials. Going back to like how we want to have control over the project from start to finish. It goes back to a saying somebody told us one time that I always laugh at when I hear it, but it's one hand to shake, one throat to choke. So if something goes wrong, right, you call us because we installed your roof, we installed your solar, we did the project from start to finish. And our motto is by your side every step of the way, and that's kind of
that's cool.
Kind of how Brent was talking about growing organically. We don't want to get too big for our britches too fast and get to a point where we're not able to give the service, the white glove service that we kind of pride ourselves on. And, if you go and look through our reviews, it's pretty clear that within this market, we excel in giving that customer support and I think a lot of people lack that in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
They get a contract, they send their subs over, they tear their roof off, they tear their garden up,
Sale,
sale.
rather than execution, right?
Rather than execution,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think for us, we want to, going back to the original question of the future of solar, I just think that this particular product really lends itself to, one crew, one contractor, one project manager.
Is it simple install kind of, or like
so
in comparison to like the panels, right?
100%, right? So we're in and out in 2 days.
Dang,
and
that's pretty nice.
That's tear off. That's, that's installation of the asphalt shingles, all the flashing, all the vents, all the pipe jacks, all the solar arrays.
Nice.
And then GAF actually handles the electrical work. They come in after us, hook everything up to the inverter and get permission to operate. And then you're producing energy from your roof.
See, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So where's like, OC or, any of these other competitors, where are they at with the solar shingle? Are they, I don't know if you want to take that one or whoever.
I don't think we have any interest.
Yeah.
No interest? How do you have no interest? I feel like.
Right. I think that will change. I think that GAF's kind of, the guinea pig in this of the marriage of roofing and solar. I know that they have some patents on the product, so I don't know how accessible it is for other people to get into it currently.
So they might be starting from scratch.
I think they got first mover advantage, and I think maybe some of these other companies are kind of sitting on the sideline right now, seeing how it goes and seeing what kind of market share that the GAF's going to steal away from traditional rack mounted solar.
Must be something like that. Patent's got to be a big part of it too, because I remember like Milwaukee Tool's got a gym that's named after one of the lawsuits against Makita. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Where it's like maybe they just pay it, but I'm guessing it's got to be something with the patents being.
Yeah, I mean, you create a competitive advantage by being the first mover and having the intellectual property of a nailable solar shingle. And like I said, I imagine the market is so huge that these companies, Owens Corning, Malarkey, companies like that, have to be sitting on the sidelines looking at this as a possible opportunity. So I would imagine, GAF won't be the only person doing this in the future.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, is it basically just like an assessment, or what do you guys consultation? There's inspections for roofs. What is it with solar? Is it basically just getting?
Yeah. So there's a design process that goes in, right? And all that's done, through satellite imagery.
And how to maximize basically where the panels
exactly.
go.
So when we go in and do a design, we're basically using Open Solar or Aurora to do our design work. We're able to see, from satellite imagery where there's shading on the roof, what roof facets are the best for solar. We can see what penetrations are up there and where we need to design the arrays and put the arrays to get the most output.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially what we're doing is we're matching up customers' electricity bills. And the goal, if we can, is to try to get them to 100% offset. So essentially what we're doing is we're eliminating their power bill completely.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So the idea being, instead of paying, let's say $200 a month, right? You're prepaying or you're financing, right? If let's say your power bill is $200 a month, but I'm able to finance a solar system for you at $100 a month, right? So you're now paying $100 a month rather than $200 a month. And once that's paid off, then your energy is essentially free, right? Your roof is a power plant, essentially.
All right. Well, so now I just want to hear some, what you guys have learned. Or you said you've always been learning. So let's dive, the last, let's say, year and a half, right? It's been some interesting times, you know what I mean? What would you say in this space? It could be either roofing, solar, business. I want to hear from both of you guys. I mean, what are some takeaways that you guys have just kind of because it's been interesting. Supply shortage. There's been lockdowns. There's, no hit. He's like, hey, I got something to share. Trust me, I've learned a thing or two. I feel that.
Well, I mean, I've shifted in my career as far, I started out selling roofs, and now I'm trying to learn how to be an owner. So, and trying to learn how to be an owner, I feel like I work for my team, right? So I've got, 12 salespeople out there, and I'm trying to give them more than just, shingles to sell. Now we can sell GAF solar. Now we can sell rack mounted solar. Now we can sell, Duralast, or we can sell whatever,
Equipping your team.
Yeah. So giving them
Yeah.
more to offer, and
Yeah.
there's some of the team that's more focused on solar, and there's some that's more focused on roofing, and some more commercial, some more residential. So, I try to, go through the leads as they come in, send them to the person who I think can handle it properly.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, it's just been learning in general as far as just how to support my team through these times. I've talked to some other roofers about, the lack of hailstorms and how it's been tough, and so I'm just constantly trying to figure out a way to generate more leads, generate more opportunities, so that, I talked about a foundation earlier, having a really, really solid foundation so that we can capitalize on the next storm event, and we all know it's coming at some point. It may not be this year, it may not be next year, but we will
eventually. It's going to happen.
And so just trying to keep, the team intact, everyone fed, everyone's family's taken care of, and it's been a challenge, but that's something that I think I take pride in.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, like you said, it can pray. It's like, as a leader, how can I make sure, no matter what the situation is, that my team has all the resources possible to be successful, right?
Sure.
And that's exactly what you're doing. And so, I mean, when you're a leader and business is good, life is easy. But when there's certain circumstances that make it a little more difficult, you gotta start getting creative. So it's like, remember, you have to be able to adapt, pivot. You know what I mean? And obviously be rash with your decisions, right? Think them through, but you got to do something.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You have like, if you're hitting a situation where most of your work was insurance, retail roofs or whatever it is, well, I mean, not insurance, residential roofs, then you got to think of something else. You know what I mean? And I mean, I think that what you mentioned too with, we should probably hit up your other customers, dude. You know what I mean? Just customer list, hit them up and be like, yo, hey, we're offering solar. You guys want to see what we can do for you? I mean, stuff like that's great too, but that's good stuff. 100%. What about you?
Yeah, I would say, being proactive rather than reactive.
Yeah.
Understanding that there's going to be lulls in storms, and if your business is 100%.
Sorry about that mess.
Oh, you're good. If your business is 100% focused on...
Look at this. He just he's making sure that his team is positioned for success. You see this? The leader does the dirty work. You know what I mean? Exactly. I do have one quote I had actually on coaching too, as a leader, right? So great coaches lie awake at night thinking about how they can make you better. They relish creating an environment where you can make more out of yourself.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, right?
Sure.
But
yeah. And giving, like Brent said, making sure that our salespeople have the tools to be successful, and knowing that, if there aren't storms and there isn't hail, that we have the ability to succeed. And, I mean, I don't know how many roofing companies have gone out of business over the last 3 years because there hasn't been hail.
It got to be a decent amount.
It's got to be a decent amount, right? So I think diversifying your offering so that you are able to stay afloat when the hail dries up, and I think when I first started with this company about 3 years ago, we were pretty much residential hail focused, right? We had made a lot of really good relationships with insurance agents. We were getting referred a lot of work, and I heard great stories about huge hailstorms. And then I started working, and
Brent oversold you on that one.
Yeah, maybe.
It went from 5 years of amazing storms, I think, to like nothing.
Exactly. So, I think that we've branched out, and now we're doing a lot more commercial work. Obviously, the solar we've spoken a lot about today, but having several irons in the fire that that can generate business and revenue is important. And being proactive, like I said, like preparing for those long droughts of no hail, and knowing that hey, we're going to be able to pay for our overhead, and hopefully keep, like Brent said, our sales guys fed, and make sure that they're taken care of, and they want to stay and continue working for us, and they're not out looking for other jobs, because our sole focus is on the insurance game, and there's no insurance work. So expanding our portfolio and our offerings so that we are able to stay afloat, and then when the hail does come,
Amen. Cherry on top.
Yeah,
Let's go.
let's
we're
make it
ready to
rain.
ride. Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's much easier to be reactive than proactive, right? And it seems to be, you learn by having to be reactive, right? You have
Sure.
a down month or you have a rough stretch, and then hey, not going to do that again, right? So I think two is part of that being proactive is, I know I've seen some people, it's interesting. I saw some people cut back on whether it's sale or like any kind of like maybe business development or marketing, stuff like that, especially with the economy. But then I've seen people who've been in business for 100 years who weren't even doing any marketing, who all of a sudden are now doing marketing because they're like, well, we have to actually get to work now, right? So that just kind of shows you it's like during those tough times, be more aggressive,
Sure.
right? Be more pro, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I mean, I think I've stepped up our marketing even this morning.
Yeah.
I spoke with 3 other lead producing
Yep.
companies, and so like I was saying earlier, my profits over the last few years, what I'm personally taking home, have gone down significantly. I mean, but as a company, we've grown and continued to grow to where I think the foundation's solid again. So
that's the ride you kind of sign up for. You know what I
It
mean?
is.
As a
It
business owner,
is.
just
It
because
is.
I've heard
Yeah.
that from a lot of other owners as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've talked to several as well, and I think there's 2 strategies. One is just to, curl up and not know what to do and say, well, I'm going to hold on to all
Save
the money,
save
that I
the
have,
money,
and,
save like
and
that.
it's like,
Yeah, exactly.
but as a long-term strategy, that doesn't make sense to me. I don't think I would have half or even less of our sales team in place right now if I did that. I tell you, we've got just a fantastic team of people. There's
great team, great culture.
The
good
culture is
environment.
awesome. I mean, there's some of my best friends in the world. We all
Yep.
hang out. We all get along. It's really solid. I'm super grateful for the people we have.
Absolutely,
in the
yeah.
office.
And you guys are crushing it too. So nice work. I appreciate working
We're
with
trying.
you guys and just talking, hanging out with you guys.
Hey, you guys have been fantastic to work with too, and a big part of where we are. So yeah.
If you want to talk to like one of the chillest leaders, that's probably got to be Brent Roper. He is. Like, let's be for real. Just chill dude to hang out with. Good stuff. So, all right. Well, we're gonna roll into the game, and then we'll kind of call it. So. Oh, hey there. You come here often? I feel like I see you every Wednesday. And, you definitely caught my eye. I'll tell you one thing. You know how to stand out from a crowd. You already got a lot of great things going for you. I mean, I see your company. I see what you got going on. I want to be part of it. How about I give you my number and you send me a text? 720-796-4935. Hey, yeah, it's Nick, right? Peakleads.io. I think we can help you generate some commercial roofing leads. Looking forward to chatting. Talk soon. All right, so now we have the final segment of the show. This is where I got to move my monitor here, make sure that Roper, I'm going to turn down the brightness. I can't make sure that Brent's not cheating here. We're going to be playing Who Wants to Be a Roofing Millionaire, okay? Now, this isn't just roofing trivia. I'm just asking roofers. That's why it's that. It's going to be trivia that's based off of things I know about you guys, okay? So there's going to be 5 questions. All right, you got 2 lifelines. Get over here. I see your eyes. I'm already sketched out. I'm already sketched out by this one. All right, so then you got 2 lifelines. You got 50-50, okay, which will remove true or the wrong answers, leaving you with a 50% chance of getting the answer right, okay? And then the second one is phone a friend. But if you call them and they don't pick up, you're done. All right, you lose the lifeline. So think about people that answer if you do utilize that. All right.
Sheesh. I didn't sign up for this.
So the first one is a Georgia Bulldog question. All right. So the Bulldogs beat Bama.
This is me versus Brent? Or?
No, this is you guys are a team. So this is you guys get to
Okay.
team up. All right here. So you guys beat Bama 33-18 to win the 2022 college football playoff national championship. The team was loaded, right? Now, how many players were drafted in the first round in the NFL draft from Georgia? Is it A, 5 players, B, 3 players, C, 9 players, or D, 1 player?
I'll take that. It was 5.
Ooh, we made it easy. There wasn't even a thought. That is correct. It was A, 5 players. So Georgia broke the record NFL draft for the modern with 15 players selected in the 2022 draft overall.
And I think
with,
of that 5, they were all defenders as well, right?
They
in
might
the first round. Yeah.
In the first round, you're actually right. Yeah,
And
so
then
they
we
wanted
had
that
a couple
defense.
other defenders who should have been first rounders. One got in some trouble. The other one,
yeah, Dean, right?
Nakobe Dean.
Yeah,
kinda
Nakobe
fell back
Dean.
a little
They're
bit.
saying that he might be the steal of the draft.
I agree.
So, yeah, nice job. All right. So now we got a solar question. All right, 2021. So this is gonna be tough. This one's gonna be one of those where it's like, I hit some hard ones here.
Okay.
2021 was the best year for residential solar in the U.S., where multiple records were broken, including the largest numbers of installations in a single year. How many PV systems were installed?
Nationwide.
Yep. Is it A, 79,000, B, 374,000, C, 514,000, or D, 1.2 million?
I'd like to use a lifeline.
All right, what lifeline we want? Do you want 50-50?
50-50.
All right, we're going to be using the 50-50. All right. You now have 2 answers eliminated, leaving you with 2 potential right answers. B, 374,000, or C, 514,000.
I'm gonna go C. 514,000.
That's right. 2 for 2.
Go
514,000. Business is booming in solar. All right. Now, we got Brent Roper's got a spot in Winter Park. Okay. So, as one of Colorado's oldest resorts, Winter Park Resort was initially named something else in 1940. The resort remained under control of the city of Denver until it was sold in 2002, at which time its name changed to Winter Park. What was the previous name? Is it A, West Portal, B, Unique Terrain Resort, C, Grand County Park, or D, Eagle Wind Resort? Oh.
No idea on this one.
I may need to phone a friend.
All right, phone a friend, but put it on speaker and get it next to the microphone. Remember, if they
she's not
don't,
gonna like
if
this.
they don't answer, you will be,
I'm
you will
afraid
be
if
out.
she does answer, it's going to be a long conversation. 'Cause
Yeah,
she's my cousin, and we haven't talked in a while.
Oh man, I don't know. You got to decide if it's worth the call. Then you know what I mean.
I'm pretty sure it's Grand County.
Grand County. Is that what we're gonna go with?
You feel good about that? Yeah.
Is that your final answer? You don't want to use the lifeline.
I mean, how many misses do we get here?
So, well, you gives me unbelievable. As many misses as you want, but I mean,
Okay.
let's get.
I mean, you don't
5 for
really
5.
have $1 million to pay us anyway.
Well, I might, and
All
maybe I did. Maybe
I mean,
you're not going to get it now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, then let's go with Grand County.
All right, so we're going to go with C, Grand County Park. Should have used the lifeline.
Eagle Wind.
It was A, West Portal.
Oh.
No,
No,
the
my last
other 3 I made up. So I actually spent like 10 minutes on Unique Terrain Resort. I thought that
West
was decent. Eagle County Park and Eagle Wind Resort. I found
Okay,
random words that were correlated somehow and made those.
You're a sneaky one.
I'm a sneaky one, so I got you there. All right. So now we're going to go back to a Georgia alumni one. Another one that's going to be tough here, but Nick Chubb is an absolute superstar in the NFL, right? He was an animal his freshman year at Georgia, averaging 7.1 yards per carry. All right. Now the Browns running back recently posted a video of him doing squats. What do you think this dude's PR is? Is it A, 1,025 pounds, B, 475 pounds, C, 375 pounds, or D, 675 pounds?
I'm going to say 675.
What are you saying?
I saw the video, but I
You saw the video.
I
Oh!
do not know how much he was lifting, or I can't remember.
Yeah, it might be.
I put him up there higher, man.
Uh,
What was the higher choice?
Obviously, I'm not a weightlifter,
So,
so I don't know. But
So the 2 highest was 1,025 pounds and 675 pounds.
And this is just one squat.
One squat.
He might be able to do 1,000. He's a
I'll go
beast.
1,000.
I think it's 675 though.
Which one are you gonna go with though, then, gents?
By that you just made, I think 675.
Yeah, but which one are you gonna pick?
675.
And that's correct. Looks like I gave it away there. It's 675 pounds. That dude is an absolute animal. I'd hate to have to tackle him.
He's a good dude too. One of my
Yeah,
all-time
he's a great.
favorites.
Yeah, and I've had him on my fantasy team for like our
He's
big one for
just-
3 years in a row.
He's a
dude.
very
So I've been
humble,
riding
very
him.
humble
Oh yeah.
player, for his stature.
I actually I saw him in front of the SEC championship. I went to the SEC
Oh,
championship
nice.
game last year, and he was coming down the escalator, and I was standing in front of the escalator waiting for a friend,
Yeah.
and saw him and was like, Chubb, and dapped him before the game.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
so my claim to fame.
Let's go.
It's pretty sweet.
Dude, I love it, man. All right. Well, this next one is, so like I said, Brent's like a super, super good golfer, par golfer. So we
That's
got a
not
golf
true.
question here, okay? So a guy named Mike Austin is credited by Guinness World Records with hitting the longest drive in tournament play with 515 yards in 1974 at Winterwood Golf Course in Las Vegas, Nevada. How far did he hit the ball? Is it A, 610 yards, B, 515 yards, C, 399 yards, or D, 444 yards?
Kind of a confusing question.
What's the confusing? I can give you any clarity that you like.
You said he hit the ball 500 and something yards to be.
Oh
So
wow!
we're gonna go with 515.
Look at that.
I'm pretty sure you
God
just gave us the
damn.
answer.
You see what happens here? I just gave the
Ah,
that is a very confusing. And then I asked him, but I don't understand what the confusion was. So I see. So it looks
Yeah.
like I got boinked on that.
I mean,
one.
I thought it
I'm
might
gonna
be a
have to
trick.
take it. I'm gonna have to take a big L on that one.
I thought it might be
a
a trick question. But,
damn it.
no.
All right, so it looks like you guys were 4 for 5 with me giving you one of the answers. All right, so
All right.
because of that, I got you guys a gift here. That's what we got.
The $1 Million T-shirt.
Oh yeah. All right, pull them up, Vince. I got you guys here. Here we go. Pull them up.
Thanks, sir.
Let's see what you got.
I like big roofs, and I cannot lie.
What is it? What do you guys got? Come on. What do you guys got? Give it to me. Give it to me.
Commercial roofing radio.
Commercial roofing radio.
I like big roofs, and I cannot lie.
Ooh, ooh. Oh,
brothers
maybe
know they
dance a little
can't
bit. Come on.
deny.
Maybe I want to make a TikTok out of this. You know what I mean? Let's see what you got. Boom, boom, boom. Come on. What you guys got? There we go. Love it, guys. Well, hey, as we close out, leave the viewers with one thing you want to, it could be a quote, a book suggestion, some kind of positive vibe. So give these guys something positive you want to end it on, and we're going to close out. We're going to be done.
You got something, Brad?
Go Dogs.
Hey, go Dogs, and go Avalanche, go
Go
Braves.
Avs.
I mean, three of
Go
my favorite,
sports.
three of
Go
my favorite
sports.
teams all won it all this year. you
Oh,
know,
so
and
you're living good
we
right
we
now,
were in a
man.
drought for 41 years. And,
Yeah.
and look at us go. So, no, cheers.
So
Cheers
there's
to you
always a
guys.
chance you can win. Just keep showing up, and
Yeah,
eventually
no matter
you're gonna
how
get that
bad your
chip.
team is, you always got it.
Yeah.
You always got a chance.
So no matter how bad your team is, stick to them. Keep cheering for them because one day you're going to get that championship. And sometimes it could be all the teams at once.
absolutely.
So you never know how close you are. So keep trucking, man. Keep cheering those people on.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thanks guys for joining me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but cheers. Thanks for having us.